some great wins in terms of medical research, and we have the impression that perhaps we're almost there. But unfortunately, that's not true. Understanding, right down to a molecular level, how our bodies and minds work and how and why they go wrong is really an enormous task. And doctors and nurses and medical health professionals are confronted every day by problems that we still don't understand and problems that need to be sorted out. So that's the first point. There is an enormous amount to be done, and it must be done by the people at the coalface, people treating patients, people who see those kind of problems every day, in conjunction, of course, with great medical science. The second point I wanted to make, and you won't be surprised by this, is that medical research is very expensive. It needs personnel and equipment, good laboratories, a whole range of collaborations. And so, as the Foundation faces the problem of investing in this research, we need friends and supporters. Now, we're very fortunate to have a great board of directors and a wonderful management group led by our CEO, Peter Christopher, and our Executive Director for Fundraising, Virginia Vekas, who work very hard and very long and with great intelligence and relentless persistence to try and achieve our aims. And I would like to really thank them so much for all the work they do. But one also needs good friends, of which we have many, and I can't name and thank them all, but I wanted to make particular note of three. First, the St George Bank has been our first great supporter, really absolutely critical to our formation. Critical to our formation in the first place and to our success, and they remain our foundation partners. Indeed, I endorse that. A second great friend who's here tonight is Mr. Nick Lavaris, who was the federal Liberal Party member for Barson until the recent election. And from our first contact with Nick several years ago, he understood immediately what we were trying to do and why it's important. And he's another persister. He arranged meetings with the minister and arrangements to go to Canberra, and despite initial rejections from the official quarters, he persisted and recently had the government give us a grant of $4 million for capital investment, for capital development of the foundation. A great achievement, particularly, I think, in this climate. Now, that money is going to be used to fund the infrastructure for a major research initiative, which centred around a topic called the microbiota. And it's a topic that is not appropriate to go into at dinner tonight. But it's also the very special interest of our new and very excellent Professor of Medicine, and it links with a number of ongoing research projects in the hospital. So I hardly need to say that $4 million capital investment is a fantastic help. And tonight I'd like publicly to thank Nick Lavaris for his continuing and great. Now, it goes almost without saying that Tynans is the third of the great benefactors, as evidenced by tonight's function. Madeline Tynan, a dynamo behind so many activities, is one of our wonderful Foundation board members. And when she and her mum, Annette, and the whole family were so greatly saddened by the death of Michael Tynan, a true patriarch of the family and the business that he created 50 years ago, they wanted to honour his life and work, as you've heard tonight, and in line with his own ethos, they looked to something that would also be beneficial to the community in which Michael had lived and worked. And so, with lots of hard work, two great events were planned and have now been executed. First, the Michael Tynan Memorial Challenge Walk from Wollongong to Cogra, as you heard from Mark Speakman, and now this wonderful Tynan Motors 50th Anniversary Charity Ball. And the proceeds of both of these come exclusively to the St George and Sullivan Medical Research Foundation. So this is an extraordinarily generous gift. And on behalf of the Foundation, I heartily thank Madeline and the Tynan family. And I believe that Michael would certainly approve of this alignment of his own ambitions and that of the Foundation, which is to serve the communities in which we work. So, to conclude, our hospitals are ready to become major national and international centres of clinically relevant medical research. And our communities deserve nothing less. These exist in other parts of Sydney, and in fact, St George is the only major teaching hospital which doesn't have its own research institute. We want to correct that. We have in place a long-term research development plan. We have a foundation and a scientific advisory committee to guide it. We have the clinical resources to support it, and we have the key research personnel to lead it. So, we just need money to give it life. And I'd like to thank you in advance very much for your generosity and for being here tonight. Thank you indeed.
Join in, ladies and gentlemen, please.